up, everybody? Happy Friday. We're back for podcast number 4. This is Bryce.
It's T.
This is Z.
We've got some good stuff for you today. We got the NBA Playoffs and the NHL Playoffs are in full swing. The Gia Pack interview is coming up, and we also have some new segments, which we'll get into. One of them's a surprise. The other one we have coming up, so you guys will just have to stay tuned if you want to hear what these new segments are. And also, if you want to follow us on Spotify, we officially have an account, so you can close your phones and listen to us.
All podcasts are on Spotify.
We're all on Spotify. T, we're still working on Apple, right?
Yeah, they're a little bit more stingy with the process. They take a little bit longer and go a little bit more in depth on the review. It takes 5 to 7 days to get approved. So if it stays the course and everything looks good, I think we're gonna have Monday's podcast on Apple Podcasts and iTunes. So be on the lookout for that. But if you don't have Apple Podcasts, go download Spotify, go listen to all our podcasts, and enjoy.
And so if you also want to follow us on Twitter at the sports_triad, and on Instagram, the sports triad. Also, if you hear any sniffles or crying or anything, Ethan's hand looks broken. I'm looking at it right now. There's blood, everything on there. Looks broken. He got stepped on in there.
Yeah. You guys ever seen the movie The Benchwarmers? Yeah, whenever Gus Bus gets stepped on at home plate, that is my hand right now.
It looks exactly like it.
Yeah.
So
I am out of gas.
If you hear him crying, that's what's going on.
That's what's going on. So, we'll get this podcast going right now. We got the NBA, like I said, in full swing. Tennessee, let's hear it.
Yeah, so we'll go through each matchup and each game, and we'll go through where the series stands. So, first game, Game 2, 76ers versus the Nets. 145-123, 76ers beat the Nets, kind of a bounce back.
145?
Yeah, a lot of points. In a playoff game, too.
No defense.
And insane. Philadelphia shot 56% from the field, and they had 6 guys in double figures, and it's hard to lose that way. And Brooklyn got out-rebounded 49-32. No player for Brooklyn scored over 20. Embiid had 23 and 10, and Simmons with a triple-double. As far as Game 3... a little bit more competitive, even though it ended up 16-point blowout, 16-point margin. Nets lost to 76ers at home in their first playoff game, I think in 4 years, 131-115. Nets are struggling offensive rebounding-wise. It doesn't look as bad when you look at the stat sheets, but if you watch the game, you'll see that they had probably 5 or 6 buckets where it was offensive rebounds. Boban is a huge factor with that, and he's a huge difference maker.
Literally.
Seriously, he's massive. He's massive. Every part about that man is massive, or that creature. Yeah. And back to 76ers, back-to-back playoff games in history, franchise history, have scored 130 points.
Wow.
And for this NBA, that's kind of interesting to hear.
Yeah.
Simmons shut all the silencers and shut all the doubters down. 31 points on 11 shots and 9 assists. Tobias Harris went off as well, 29 points, 16 rebounds, and JJ Redick does what he does, 26
JJ
points.
with the strap.
Yep. And what do you guys think of this series so far? 2-1 Philly.
I mean, obviously, this is a really compelling series. I feel like I didn't see it like this, but obviously it's turning out pretty nice. I know I picked the 76ers, but I don't know. I'm kind of rooting for the Nets. Kind of cool to see these guys.
No doubt.
I want to see how it's going to play out. I know Embiid didn't play tonight because of the knee.
Yeah.
See what happens farther down the line. See if he's ready for Game 4.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to play.
Yeah,
it's interesting because he was a 20-minute before the game time scratch.
That's a big thing because if Embiid's not playing, then that's.
It's the same thing with the Warriors with DeMarcus Cousins.
And it's crazy. You start to figure things out around Game 3, Game 4, a little bit in Game 2, but towards the latter end of the series, you start figuring things out. They put Simmons in ball screens. Like, he was the one setting the screens, and it was really hard to guard because D'Lo was being the one to switch all that stuff, and it's hard. And then Simmons, with him not being able to shoot, he can roll like a big man, and he's so versatile down there, and it's hard to guard. And as far as the Nets, they figured something out with LeVert. He had 17 points in the second quarter alone. He went off. And they were getting him in these high ball screens with Jared Allen and Ed Davis, and he was getting these right into the middle of the lane, and he was just throwing it up there, and it was going in. So I think that both teams are going to look to build off that and obviously make adjustments. It's like a chess match with these series.
Exactly.
Moving on to the second. Siri, appreciate it.
Shout out to Siri.
Shout out to Siri. Wants to say what's up. I'm pretty sure it's going to come again. So for the second game, there's been 2 games since we've had our last podcast. The Clippers and the Warriors. Biggest comeback in playoff history. I know, Bryce, you're still probably crying about it. The Warriors lost to the Clippers 135-131 in Game 2. Got the split, which is what you want. Unfortunately, they're getting destroyed as we speak.
Crazy part about that game, Tennessee was actually at my place, and He was at my place, and we were watching the game, and it was a blowout. So Tennessee went home. And I remember I muted my TV. I saw it on, but I wasn't looking because I was doing homework. And I look over, and it's like a, 8-point game? With
Yeah.
like, I don't even know how much was
You
left.
texted me, and you're like...
So I texted T. I said,
dude, what's going on?
Are you watching this?
I said, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and I told him about the game, and sure enough, we freaking lose.
22 turnovers. Boogie's also probably done for the playoffs. I saw that they said maybe if they get to the finals, but really when they get to the finals, they're going to reevaluate his quad, but it looks like a full tear in the quad. I'm surprised he's not getting surgery. Game 3 in that series, though, blowout. I think they were up 30 at one point, 88-57, and at one point, Curry and Durant were outscoring the entire Clippers team.
Wow. Yep.
So, yeah, I guess that's that.
Shout out to Steph Curry.
Okay. Shout out to Steph Curry.
Right.
Raptors versus Magic. Shout out D. Swin. Unfortunately, they didn't get it done in Game 2. You are drinking a massive thing of tea.
I'm strapped up.
111-82, the Raptors bounce back. Kawhi Leonard, 37 points on 22 shots. That's extremely efficient. And they only turned the ball over 7 times. Lowry finally showed up, 22.7 assists after going scoreless in Game 1.
Yeah, he heard you talking about him last
Yeah,
month.
he definitely heard
Probably
it.
tuned in.
He
Yeah.
probably tuned in his
He's mad.
Who's
No.
this guy? Tennessee.
Well, I didn't tell you guys. He DM'd me, and he really mean Yelp review.
No, what he really said was... no, what he really said is, who's Tennessee Owens?
Oh.
No, that's all right. I don't play sports.
Oh, you're right.
Orlando turned the ball over 17 times. I expect the Magic to make it a little bit more competitive, but I still see the Raptors winning in 5, maybe 6 if Magic can get one at home.
They really don't have any other offense outside of...
No, they don't.
Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon's good, but
But he can't be your main guy.
But that's the consistency factor. Like DJ Augustine had 25 on 13 shots, and then I think he had 7 or 8 or maybe something like that on like 8 shots. So he was really inefficient, and he kind of just didn't show up. So that'll be. I mean, those are fun series to watch. We can always watch our guys, Pascal, and all the other guys. Raptors are a fun team to watch. Moving on, the Spurs and Nuggets. They played 2 games since the last podcast as well. Series is 2-1 Spurs. The second game of the series, the Nuggets actually won 114-105. Jamal Murray 3 points all the way up to the fourth quarter, and then 21 in the fourth. And Denver has really lost every single quarter. They've lost, I think, 6 out of 8 quarters in the entire series leading up to Game 3. So San Antonio is really probably going into Game 3. They were probably really happy with where they were at. DeRozan is playing well.
I feel like this series is a series that the numbers next to the name do not matter.
Oh no,
No.
You're playing against the Spurs. You're playing against Popovich and the legacy and the
That's how when you
franchise.
take out the 7, you take out
Yeah.
the 2. You're just.
It's gonna be different with being in San Antonio. Like Pop at home. I mean, there's really nobody better.
They've gone 40-1 at home in that place.
Yeah.
In 2016, they don't lose in the playoffs, and Pop knows how to coach.
Exactly. So you turn around and see last night's game in San Antonio, correct?
Yep.
Spurs won.
Spurs won. It was a good game. 118-1 away. They kind of held the lead most of the game. Denver hasn't won in San Antonio since 2012, so that's 7 years, and that was with the Ty Lawson and maybe Melo, but I don't think so. I think maybe it was right before he left, or right after he left.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's wild.
Denver's playing pretty well as far as big play. They're probably right neck and neck with Aldridge and Pirtle and Montejunas, but Jokic does what he usually does. He had 22, 8, and 7. And the San Antonio, for my notes, I just put amazing. That's just what they are. They're a well-oiled machine. They're a juggernaut. You never want to see them in the playoffs because no matter what, you're going to get their best shot. And they prepare like no other team in the entire league. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. What do you guys think? I know you guys both picked Denver.
I definitely picked. I mean, I have Denver in my Western Conference Final, but
Yeah.
after watching this series, it's gonna be. I mean, this is gonna be the tougher series for Denver if they can make it out.
And Game 4 is pivotal for Denver.
Yep.
Like Ethan said it multiple times, they're inexperienced.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
the first time they've been to the playoffs with Mike Malone and probably this entire
Yeah,
group.
and a lot of those guys, I mean, don't have playoff experience. If they do,
None.
maybe they've been in playoffs once.
And probably got bounced in the first
That's
round.
not enough,
Yep.
especially. I mean, not a whole lot of the Spurs do either. But I mean, because a lot of their players are pretty new.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you have a head coach like Greg Popovich. You're
You
going to
throw
be
all
just
that out.
fine.
You throw all that out the window if you have Pop.
If you have Pop, that's a completely different aspect that you have to take into account. Like Mike Malone's probably thinking, if we run this, Pop's gonna have it scouted.
Yeah.
Because in the regular season, the NBA gets a knack for not playing any defense and stuff. But when you get to the playoffs, it's a completely different beast.
Yeah.
I don't think in the Boston Celtics Indiana Pacers series, they haven't hit. No one's hit 100 yet.
Yeah, no.
99-91, and if it wasn't for the Celtics' big fourth quarter, it would still be in the 80s. So it's just crazy. That's a completely different beast. I suggest you guys to. I suggest
That's definitely the series to watch right now.
the Celtics one.
That one or the Sixers.
I
and
agree.
Nets.
I like that one. So we'll move on. The Thunder versus Trailblazers. I think a lot of people thought this would be kind of neck and neck in a really good series, but it's not been the case. The Trailblazers have just dominated this series.
Yeah.
They've won 6 out of 8 quarters, which is really good. And in both games, they've had one quarter where they just completely blow it open. It's been a 4 or 5 point game, and Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum kind of just take over and blow that game open either in the first quarter or the third quarter. So, I mean, they're starting games well, and they're starting the second half well. OKC, Paul George, 27 points, 8 rebounds. Westbrook only 14 points on 5 of 20 from the field, 11 assists, 9 rebounds. And McCollum and Lillard, man, did you guys watch that game?
Yeah.
I mean, they were just some killers. Some of those step backs that Lillard was hitting, you couldn't guard it. That one that they were talking about, that they posted a lot, the one that where Raymond Felton was just guarding, he was guarding him as well as you could guard a player in the NBA.
Talking about the step back?
Yeah, step back. The little through the legs behind the back, step back. I mean, that was nasty.
That's probably one of the hardest things to defend is a good step back.
Oh, yeah. You can't guard Doncic, Harden. I guess not Dames either.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so there's our alarm. This is our new segment, guys. We're going to get the daily joke. It scared me.
Daily dad-ish joke or
From
bad
Ethan,
joke.
So the backstory behind this is anytime we're all hanging out, it'll be quiet, and Ethan will just be like, "Hey guys," and he'll drill us with a dad joke. And sometimes it's hilarious. Sometimes we look at him like, "Why are we friends with you?" But so here's
sometimes they're really
Ethan's
bad.
dad joke.
Here we go, Ethan. Oh, here we go.
What do you call a man with no legs?
What do you call what?
Wait.
Wait, are we gonna
No
guess?
legs.
Should we guess? Legless man.
Neil.
God, I hate you,
Neil.
Neil. He doesn't have legs.
I hate you,
He
Ethan.
doesn't have legs.
That was a good one.
All right, well, reset.
I guess we'll move on.
Yeah,
I don't even know where I am.
We're on.
We're still on the Thunder and Trailblazers. I think they play tomorrow.
Oh yeah, the cool thing. This is what I was gonna say before. What was that? C3PO. C3PO.
Nah, that's R2D2.
R2D2 messed me up. The cool thing about this series is I love the smack talk between two big stars you got going
And
on.
it's a smack talk that's fueled by respect.
Exactly.
I think it's the complete respect
Exactly.
for each other.
Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard. If you guys haven't seen that, I know there's one play where Damian Lillard was guarding Westbrook. Westbrook shot it. It was a brick, and Damian Lillard starts clapping.
Yep.
Just takes the ball, dribbles 2 steps past half court, and pulls it in his mouth.
Yep.
And he walked down the court. What did he say? He said bombs away. I think he was saying bombs away. He turned around. So that's.
And then sometimes usually he'll throw down the clock, the Dame time.
Yeah, Dame time.
But as far as Portland, 116. Damian Lillard and CJ, 116 points to Westbrook's and Paul George's 91. So their 2 stars are outplaying OKC's 2 stars, and they can't on the perimeter. OKC cannot guard Portland when it's coming down to it. So it's going to be an interesting series. Obviously, the Thunder are very hard to beat at home. That's one of the loudest arenas in the entire league. So we'll see what goes on with that. Obviously, it's a must-win for the Thunder because if they don't win, they'll go down 3-0, and that's yet to happen in the NBA, in the history of the NBA. So a team to come back down from 3-0. So I think they play tomorrow or maybe the next day. We'll find out in that series. And then another interesting series, just a I think what do you guys call this? Like a boxing match, just a slugfest of just not good basketball, but really good defense. The Celtics versus the Pacers, 99-91. Celtics came back down from 12 in the fourth. I think with like 9 minutes left, they were down 12 or 8 minutes left, and they came back and won. I think they had 31 points in the final frame. Kyrie Irving kind of his coming out party in the playoffs since he came to Boston because he didn't get to play in the playoffs last year. 37 points. 7 assists, 6 rebounds, and Jason Tatum does what he does in the playoffs,
Those
26 points.
Combined for, what is that math on that?
63?
Yeah, that's tough.
63
You got those
points.
two combining for 63 points. That's 60-some% of the scoring. Like, that's tough.
Yep.
2 guys are doing that to you?
Yep. And then Indiana, they're it's crazy because they're guarding extremely well. They have yet to allow 100 points in this series in 2 games, but it's the late clock stuff on offense. They're getting down to the late clock a lot, and
That's probably why the scoring's so
yeah,
low.
the late clock for both teams really.
Yeah.
And Miles Turner, he's a career 13-7 player in 4 years, and he's got 13 points in 2 games and 6 rebounds. So he's kind of been absent, and he's a huge piece to their puzzle. He leads the league in blocks. So that'll be an interesting. We'll see what happens in Indiana. That's a tough place to play at home. If you haven't been to the Fieldhouse That's literally like right on top of you. The nosebleeds literally look like you are staring straight down on the floor. That's a cool place to play. Moving on, the Bucks and the Pistons. Bryce, you got your guy Giannis.
Yeah.
26-12, and Bledsoe 27-6-4, Middleton 24 and 24-8. That three kind of fuels them, but they, like I said before, they played 11 deep, 12 deep sometimes. They won 120 to 99. It was close to halftime. It was like a 4 or 5 point game at halftime. And
I think this is a good series for the Bucks to kind of get their feet wet in these playoffs.
yeah, because they forced it to 7 with Boston last year, right? Yeah.
I mean, and then they're the one. This is what they're supposed to be doing.
Exactly. Should sweep them.
Yeah. So I think this is a good series for them to get their feet wet to eventually go on and play Boston, Indiana, right?
Yep, Boston and Indiana, and that'll be a good series. I anticipate the Milwaukee-Boston series. I think Indiana without Oladipo is they just don't. In the playoffs, they haven't figured it out yet. And granted, it's only 2 games, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Boston just experience is the best teacher.
Oh, yeah. Boston's got some dudes they've been there, done
and they're deep too. They play a lot of guys too. But Detroit is really Andre Drummond out there and Reggie Jackson. Luke Kennard's playing a little bit better, but without Blake Griffin, it's really super stagnant on offense, and it's not Dwayne Casey's fault at all. I'm surprised he got that team to the playoffs, and he's a really good coach. But Detroit's biggest lead is 4, and it's only been in the first half.
Yeah,
and I think
this is the one series I think. I mean, you could say Houston maybe, but I feel like this is the one series that it's just kind of been.
Yeah, well, I think it would have been different had Blake Griffin been healthy, but since he's out for the rest of the series,
first round, which they won't get out of.
Yeah, he's done. I mean, I don't think that they have.
It's good for Detroit.
Yeah.
Good for Detroit to get back to the playoffs. I think they might have made it last year. I don't know, but they've been in the playoffs recently as a 7 or 8 seed. And for Dwayne Casey to take over the reins of that team,
that's a tough story, man.
Yeah. Gets fired as the coach of the year, goes to Detroit. It shows you how good of a coach he is. He brings that team that's probably not that good, probably on paper wouldn't make a lot of playoffs.
Outside of Andre Drummond, I mean, who really pops out to you?
If you're a basketball fan, you like Reggie Jackson's game a little bit because he has a knack for scoring. And Luke Kennard is a pure shooter. Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond get all the attention.
Of course, he likes Luke Kennard.
Who? Oh yeah, he's a Duke guy. Duke sucks.
Duke sucks.
Milwaukee's won 6 out of 8 quarters.
He wants to say something.
Milwaukee's won 6 out of 8 quarters. We don't need to talk about Duke. I anticipate that to be a sweep. If not, it'll be in 5.
Duke would sweep them.
Moving on. This one is intriguing to me. I don't know why. This one is intriguing to me. The Houston versus Utah series. I anticipate this to be a really good series. I don't know. It's been a complete blank show.
Yep.
Show. Yeah. you guys picking up.
Youngins at home. He was not.
Yeah, Brady.
Brady Rewalt.
Yeah, Brady.
Can't say that word.
Can't say that word ever. But Houston beat Utah 118-98. Harden in the first half had 26 points. Finished with 32, 13, and 10, triple-double, playing like an MVP. And PJ Tucker does what he does, 16 points. I'm sure every single one of those points came from the corner because that's what he does, corner 3. And I don't know.
Probably playing in some shoes that are the most uncomfortable things ever.
But they look good.
Yeah. This series is a little surprising too.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a lot closer.
And Utah's so well coached. Quinn Snyder's one of the best coaches in the NBA.
Where's Donovan Mitchell?
No, he 19 points on 17
he
shots.
He had a bad game 1. I mean,
he still scored, but
he still scored.
Did you guys see? He vowed. He's like, I'm going to do more, and then he only had 11 points.
Yeah, like if he's not firing away and scoring, they're not going to.
And he's never been the guy to shoot the ball well. He hasn't shot it well since he came into the league. He's in the low 40s.
Yeah, but his game is getting to the hoop, and if he can't do that, then they have no chance in this series.
Yep, exactly. It's an interesting series. I really thought it'd be more competitive because Utah is so good defensively, but Houston, they match up so well with Utah, and I think that they just overmatch them at each position. I think they have more foot speed on the perimeter, and their bigs down low.
Really well too.
Yeah, and so is Fareed. Fareed's kind of revived his career after getting that huge contract. I've actually had a thing with Fareed. I've never really. I liked him. Did you guys remember when in the Olympics in 2012? I think when he just went off and got that huge contract, he stopped working. He didn't have anywhere near the numbers he was putting up before, and then I never liked him since because I really liked him after the Olympics, and since then he's kind of just been absent, and he had all that drama with Denver. And he's found himself a good home in Houston coming off the bench. So
we'll see what happens in Utah because they're headed back to Utah.
And that's a tough place to play.
Yeah. The Jazz won 29 games at home this year, so they're pretty solid at home. The Rockets won 22 games on the road, so they saw it as a winning road team.
it'll be interesting.
Yeah, the Houston, little fact for you, Houston's made 15 threes or more in 11 straight games. I don't know what the league average is. I think around 8 or 9, maybe a little bit more since it's how many teams are so dependent on the three. But that's unreal.
I think the series will get a little more interesting. Even the Milwaukee-Detroit.
It'll be more competitive.
The more times you play each other, you kind of get more adapt to it, and then you also obviously switch venues. So I think this is the time of the series where it starts to get more competitive.
And you got a landscape, like you have a canvas of stuff that you can work with from 2 games. Dwayne Casey's probably licking his chops like, hey, we got stuff at home. We have all this stuff that we did awful in 2 games. Let's try to clean that stuff up again. Maybe we can steal one at home, send it back to Milwaukee and see what happens. And it's the same thing for Utah. Utah's been here before, and they've been in a lot of competitive series. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond, especially with Quinn Snyder as their coach. I love Quinn Snyder, and he came from the D League days, and he's a really good coach.
Cool. So is that all we got?
I think that's all we got for the NBA. It'll be interesting. I think a lot more games. I thought a lot more series would be 2-0 and 3-0 right now. I didn't expect the Nets and 76ers to be where it was now. I thought it would be 3-0.
I thought that a couple of these lower seeds would maybe still a game, just right there at the end, 3-1.
And I thought the Thunder series would be 1-1, and I thought the Houston series would be 1-1.
Yeah, it's kind of flipped for me. Obviously, I don't think anyone expected the Warriors or the Clippers to be 2-1 even.
No, I thought that'd be a clean sweep.
Yeah, so obviously my bracket's already kind of busted, but another shout out. Thank you guys for joining. I think we had finished out with 27 people.
Yeah, it's huge. We thought I bet if we took a poll, we probably expected to
I would have been happy to break 10.
Yeah, I would have been happy with 10.
I would have been that's a good number.
We appreciate you guys joining in. That's all we got for NBA today, and the bracket's locked today. So
get your picks in. Yesterday.
Yeah, there you go. The brackets are done yesterday on Thursday, so we're gonna it'll start keeping track from here on out, and we'll start to see.
You can't change your picks anymore, so
exactly. So we'll talk about who's ahead, who's last, all that stuff.
It's gonna be a fun playoffs. It's gonna come down to a lot of game 7s in my opinion down the road, but I think it's entertaining so far.
Cool. So there's NBA for us. We're moving on. We have a new segment called They Got Next. Ethan, go ahead and tell us what we're doing.
All right, so what we're doing in this new segment, each week we're going to kind of pick what we would think our starting 5 would be. We're just going to pick a topic, and we're going to have a little draft, and then we're going to hit you guys with what we think would be our starting 5 if they're going to play pickup 5-on-5.
What do we got? Who's our what characters we got today?
I'm really excited about this week's.
Of course.
This holds a special place in my heart. Especially next week because I woke up and got on. I stayed on my phone for 45 minutes to get us tickets to the premiere.
Yeah,
of,
let's talk about this story. 7 in the morning, I get a text.
Dude.
Yeah, and I was
you guys want to go to Endgame?
Yeah, I was like, dude, I'm trying to sleep, Ethan. And so he said, do you guys want tickets? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then went back to bed. I didn't even know what I was saying yes to. But I'm excited. I'm not a big Marvel guy.
I watched the first Avengers today.
Yeah, I saw that. You have Tennessee on Snapchat. He has it on
I mean on Snap, Tennessee_Owens, I think.
Yeah, so
Benson Owens?
we just went with the superheroes that have been introduced in the movies because that's what the guys have been introduced to. So Bryce, do you want to run through your starting 5?
Yeah. So with my first pick, I took my man. Like I said, I'm not really big on the whole Marvel stuff. I watched Spider-Man when I was a kid a lot. Okay. All right, so
dang it,
Ethan, go.
Another joke.
Did you guys hear the rumor about butter?
The rumor about butter?
No, who's talking about butter?
What?
I can't tell you guys. I'm not gonna spread it.
God, I hate you. All right, so
it's so funny. We just tell this joke and then 30 seconds later we act like it never happened.
Yeah.
All right.
He's not gonna spread a rumor about butter.
Bryce, I think you're in. I think you got your.
Tell us about your first pick.
Tell us about your first pick.
I took Captain America with my first pick.
Such an awful pick.
Unguardable. He will get buckets all day if that's what we're going for. The next one, Black Panther.
Next one.
I don't need to go into that. Spider-Man. Also, if you shoot a basketball, we're throwing out goaltending.
Yeah, we're arguing. We're arguing all aspects of the 5-on-5. So we're bringing in all of their superpowers and talents and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
I took Spider-Man third. So if you shoot a basketball Spider-Man's just gonna shoot his web.
Let's hear your other 5, and
That
then we'll
ball's
get
not
into
gonna-
it.
Who
else do you have?
Yeah, let's hear the rest of your 5, then we'll get into the
So
arguments.
these other 2 guys, I didn't even know that they existed. Drax is really big.
He had no idea who these people were.
Yeah, dude, I don't know who Drax
And
is.
he typed in their names
We'll
and
get to that
picked
part.
them.
We'll get to that.
that story.
So I'm typing these names in, and Drax pops up. Really ugly, big dude. I don't see anyone getting past him. Maybe the Hulk, but that's something else. And then also I have his name's Rocket. He's a
Raccoon.
Squirrel. A raccoon.
Squirrel.
He's a raccoon.
He sucks. He's
I don't
by far the worst player.
Personally, I don't like raccoons. I would if there was an angry raccoon on the basketball
Like
court.
Elf.
Okay,
Do you need a hug?
For you, if I was going to compare Rocket to anybody right now in the NBA, it would be Pop.
Wow.
Because he is that smart.
Well,
Okay, well, let's just
That's
go
good.
through the other
I
5,
like
Ethan.
that.
That's a really hot
but
take.
he can't play basketball.
that's my
All
spot.
right, we'll go through mine. For my first pick, I went with Hulk. That's pretty self-explanatory. Who is stopping Hulk?
Drax.
No.
Thor.
No. We'll get into it. And then my second pick, I went with Iron Man. He's the best. I went with Ant-Man, who's guarding him, and who can stay in front of
Wasp.
that. Hawkeye, he's my sniper because he shoots that arrow, so he's a pretty good shooter.
Like
and then
Jamal
Scarlet Witch, I don't know who that is, but she looked pretty cute in the pictures. So I went with her. Maybe people are going to be nice to her because she's hot, so I guess we'll find out.
For those of y'all that don't know, T's a ladies' man.
Nope.
We don't get into it. We don't get into all that.
Alright. So, my team, the best. First pick overall, I took Thor.
He sucks.
Okay, this wasn't really fair. This is like, I don't even know what this is comparable to, but Ethan lives and breathes off of
Yeah,
Marvel.
he creams his jeans. My weekly Ethan creaming his jeans. He
There you
creams
go.
his jeans over Marvel.
Yeah.
I honestly do.
Yeah, there's very few things that he creams his jeans over. It's like
He was-
online shopping, Duke, Dwayne Wade, The Heat, Michaela.
Michaela Bradley. Come on.
Alright, so my first pick was Thor.
Sorry, Michaela.
My first pick was Thor. Because why not? The strongest Avenger out of everybody. He took Hulk hand to hand in Thor Ragnarok. So
What is that? Thor Ragnarok?
the newest Thor movie, dude. He beat the shit
I
out
think
of him.
Ragnarok is a person in Fortnite. I'm pretty sure it's the tier 100 skin. Shout out all my Fortnite players.
Alright, my second pick, I took Captain Marvel because she is now the strongest person in the galaxy.
See, dude, looking
And
at that, I
she's
would have
bad.
not known that's a woman. I
Yeah, I
would
would've-
Captain Marvel. It's
And
something.
and she is cute.
She fun?
Michaela.
Michaela, I think he needs a slap.
Michaela knows that I think.
Yeah.
And then I took Doctor Strange because
Because you're a weirdo, he's a weirdo, it all works out.
yeah, pretty much. And then I took Vision next just because he can go invisible. Not invisible. He can like make himself transparent, go through stuff.
He's
so
a PG because he's got that vision.
yeah, so nobody's gonna guard that. And then I went with Wasp because Wasp can guard Ant-Man, and she's a little bit better of a fighter, so she'll kick Ant-Man's ass.
So funny story about the Wasp. Ethan's naming off all of these characters
So
to me. and
Bryce Googles him.
I'm Googling each one and looking at them because I'm basing my picks off of looks. And I type in, like I said, Drax, Rocket, Scarlet Witch, never heard of her. Him, I don't know if that's a guy or a girl. Doctor Strange, Vision, and then he says Wasp. So I type in Wasp. Press enter.
Just pictures of wasps came up.
Yeah, it was probably a you had to been there moment.
Yeah.
Because like you're going from all these superheroes.
And then these up close pictures of like diagrams of wasps.
Yeah, just a bunch of wasps. So
Yeah.
that was
Basically, you're a loser.
So
Should we break down the matchups?
I personally think my team's the best.
I think my team's the best. I think we can all agree that Ethan's team's the worst.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
How about we don't decide? How about we let the listeners decide?
Okay, we'll take it to Twitter.
Yeah, so
Hopefully-
what we're gonna do?
We'll do a poll.
Yeah, we're gonna make a Twitter poll. You guys go. Cast your vote. Let us know whose team is the best. Clearly, it's gonna be mine because I have.
Okay, the loser has to get a wet willy. I think that's pretty fair.
Double wet willy.
Double wet willy.
And you have to tell an embarrassing story about you on the next podcast.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, that's a good
Spit
one.
on it. Spit and shake.
All right. He just hit his hand. I'm sorry, dude. Here.
Okay. Anyways, so yeah, that's our new segment. We're gonna do that every week. It's gonna be new topics every single week. So this week was Marvel superheroes in honor of Endgame that we're going to see. on Thursday as a squad.
I got off of work for that.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do on
we should review Endgame.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Next Friday, if you aren't gonna watch Endgame on the premiere like we are,
do not listen to the podcast.
And we'll give you guys a warning. We'll say, hey,
we'll give the timestamps, right?
Exactly. We're gonna tell you, hey, this is when we're doing it. Don't tune in if you don't want to hear it. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to
I feel
me.
like, nah, we can't review it.
Yeah, we
just
can.
Why not?
We can't spoil it for people.
Dude, we're gonna tell them.
We'll tell them. We can even tweet it.
We'll say, look,
we'll
we're
do a
gonna
separate
talk
tweet
about it. If you don't want to hear it, don't listen to it.
That is violating Endgame rules.
Okay, well, a good thing I don't play Endgame.
I signed a contract with the Russo
Then
brothers
you can be
via a retweet.
Okay, then you can go outside.
Yeah, you'll go outside for that segment.
He doesn't want to go outside.
Okay, anyways, moving on from They Got Next. All right, this is something cool. We're gonna talk music.
Yeah.
Tennessee, take it away.
Yeah, we thought it'd be interesting to get a little bit away from sports because we're just been kind of beating a dead horse, talking about the same stuff over and over. But so we're gonna talk about our 5 favorite music artists right now and go into a little bit why. I'll start first. For those people that know who he is, he's kind of new.
That's not the baby. That's my baby.
Yeah, I like DaBaby right now. This is in no particular order, and it kind of varies on kind of who I'm listening to and when it is.
The mood.
Yeah, the mood. Black Bear is always a top 3 or 4 for mine. Bryce and I and all of us really love him. I think
Saw him in concert.
Yeah, we all saw him in concert. Shout out Lil Aaron. He's really the reason.
He also found himself a partner.
Dude, you were gonna go to Hawaii. Why'd you screw that up? Oh yeah, because Michaela's a million times better.
Yeah. Michaela, the other girl. We don't get into it.
Michaela, you're 10 times better, and I actually like hanging out with you. I didn't like hanging out with anybody else.
For those of you guys that don't know who Michaela is, they're probably like, who is Michaela?
That's Ethan's girlfriend.
Ethan's girlfriend. For how long have you guys been dating?
I mean, for like 10 months.
But it feels like
We've known each
5
other
years.
for
Yeah, no, we've dated off and on for a couple years now.
Okay, yeah, there we go. So I got DaBaby, Black Bear. It just sounds so weird.
Wait, we forgot to introduce Ivan. Ivan's in here with us.
Oh yeah.
Ivan, say hi.
Just heads up, guys. We do have our buddy Ivan. He's been sitting in here this whole time. Ivan, go ahead and say what's up and just shout out some people and tell them your Instagram or something.
How's it going, podcast? My name's Ivan, and I'm just kind of like just chilling goober. And I hang out with these guys basically kind of on the daily.
Yeah. So go ahead and shout out your social media. Go. Oh, he's camera shy.
No, I'm good.
You don't want to do your social. All right. Well,
all right.
I'm good, love. Enjoy. Okay.
Good love, enjoy.
So
all right,
go
let me finish. DaBaby, Black Bear. I'm a huge fan of rap and kind of old school rap. So I guess right now, old rap I've been listening to a lot. So I guess I'll go with NWA, and I've been listening to a lot of Tribe Called Quest lately too. And then I'm always listening to. If anybody knows me, I love the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And then a new one. I don't know why, but I really like Billie Eilish. I don't know why, but
I thought that was a guy.
No.
Yeah, I also thought it was.
No, she's amazing. I don't know why I like her, but I like her. She's tough. Listen to the song with Black Bear. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. My top, mine are all in order.
Mine too.
Yeah, my first one, Black Bear. It's just a vibe. Music just puts me in a good mood.
Yeah.
All right, so definitely Black, number 2.
Six Black.
It's not Six Lag, it's Black. He even says in the song, the new one that just came out, says his name is Black, but they call me Six Lag. But next is Bozzy. I just like his music. Got a good vibe.
Bozzy. I don't know who that is.
Gotta go Justin Bieber.
He's a good one.
Justin Bieber is the man.
I would have him in my top 5 pretty regularly, but he hasn't.
A little bit of information for you guys. I play his Christmas album year round.
Yeah, well, you're not a really true Christmas fan. Everybody knows it's the day after Thanksgiving until January 1st, but really I don't listen to it after Christmas.
And then
you're just weird.
My fifth one is Halsey. For some reason, I've just been.
She's also really hot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But her voice just sounds good. I like kind of raspy. Like I just think it sounds.
Damn,
good.
you funky. I like a raspy voice.
Yeah.
Raspy
All right, B, what's yours?
Obviously, sorry, I was not ready. I was daydreaming. Black Bear, number 1. This is what I was daydreaming about. Ariana Grande. Thank you, next. I've been DMing her for how long now?
At least
a
month.
year.
Yeah, a year-ish. Yeah, months.
DMing her on Instagram, telling her how amazing
She has yet to even open it.
Yeah. The day will come. So yeah, Ariana
If
Grande.
you hear this, Ariana, do not ever answer him.
No, please do. That would be my dream come true. Yeah, Ariana Grande, she's my girl. This is I have a pretty crazy list. I feel like it's all over the place.
Yeah.
But next one, My man Justin Bieber. I've been on this train since the baby days.
Oh, me too. I was a fan whenever it was weird to like, or considered gay, quote unquote, to like Justin Bieber as a guy.
When he sounded like
when he sounded
a girl.
When
one time came out, everybody was hitting on it.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
dude, how many jokes are you making?
Go.
how does a penguin build its house?
Wait, I want to answer this one. How does a penguin build its house? Something with an igloo, I think.
No, what? That's just what they live in.
Yeah.
It glues it together.
God dang it. So what was that? Justin Bieber. Okay.
And it's just over like that.
Justin Bieber. Yep. He's solid. He's always been good.
It's never been bad.
Never been bad. I don't think he's ever been bad.
Ever.
He did kind of go through his little like.
Where he was spitting and pissing in public phase.
No, I'm talking about music.
No, that's what I'm talking about. It's a good face.
I'm talking about like he made some songs that were like EDM kind of style songs. Not EDM.
Oh, with
like,
To You
and Friends. Can we still?
No one has heard that.
Yeah, do not sing.
All right.
Ever.
Next one, kind of a local guy, Khalid. I like his new album a lot. I really like. I mean, Khalid, he's like one of those.
You can listen to that.
Played in the car, windows down, cruise.
Walking to class.
Last one. Oh, love this guy. Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy, tell him.
I'm telling you, the album with Hey You There.
Hey,
You guys,
you there?
You guys know that song?
Hey,
you
there? Hey.
Have you seen his like Apple products that he makes? The Soulja phone and the Soulja he has like a PlayStation type system and like he has AirPods. They're called Soulja Pods. They're awful. So you should get some.
I need to cop some.
They're really, really bad.
But yeah, so there's our top music artists. Personally think my list is the best. Okay, we'll move on to NHL.
Yeah, get back to some sports.
NHL Playoffs. We have two series that have moved out of the first round. One is the Islanders. The Islanders were kind of supposed to beat the Penguins, which is cool seeing the Penguins are out the first round. And move on. Crazy one. The President's Cup trophy winners.
What's that mean for the people that don't know?
For people that don't know, the Tampa Bay Lightning won 62 games, the most regular season games in the season.
That's the President's Cup, right?
That's the President's Cup. Laters puke to the Lightning. They were swept. Not just beat. They were swept by the Blue Jackets. First time it's ever happened in NHL history. Pretty dope. So let's also talk about the other series going on. My Sharks got a much-needed win last night. They outlasted the Knights. The final score was what? 5-2. Yeah, 5-2.
Yeah.
The Sharks. So Raw, all you guys. I know you guys don't watch hockey. If you don't watch hockey, you're rooting for the Sharks. So the Sharks hopefully can pull out these last two. They were down 3-1. Colorado is beating Calgary. So the wild card.
Calgary.
The wild card 2 coming out. I don't even know what division. I thought I was good at this, but I don't know.
We give Bryce NHL solely on the fact that he has a Sharks hat or had a Sharks hat,
yeah, but
and he pays attention to it, a little bit more than us.
Colorado. Oh, the Central Division. Thing I knew that. The wild card coming out of the Central Division, beating the number 1 seed, the Calgary Flames, 3-1. So that's pretty dope. Like I told y'all,
the Preds are always good, man.
Yeah, the
and
Preds.
they pack that place.
How are the Ducks doing?
The Ducks are just chilling. Back in Anaheim. They're probably at Disneyland or something. Nashville and Dallas. I told y'all this was going to be an interesting series. It's tied 2-2 right now. Like I said, you got some really young talent in that series. T-break?
T-break?
This man's drinking out of a gallon.
At least a gallon.
At least a gallon.
Don't judge.
No labels or anything.
From
just
Andale's,
tea.
no, it's from Andale's Doghouse. Shout out Andale's Doghouse.
Yeah, there's good.
St. Louis is leading their series 3-2. Don't really want to talk about that one. Boston and Toronto, we got a good series going on there. It's tied 2-2. Boston, I kind of hope Boston loses because they're always in it, and they're just Boston Patriots. The New England Patriots, the Boston Celtics. That whole city's always pretty good.
Sports City, though.
Sports City for sure. Kind of want to see Toronto come out of that one, but it's definitely crazy. The Lightning are done. It's like the Warriors getting swept by the Clippers. Is what it is.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's all I got for NHL. Stay tuned. And keep your fingers crossed for them Sharks, baby.
So moving on to some NFL.
Yeah.
E's got us covered on that. Some NFL news for the first time since the first podcast, right?
Yeah, did
Yeah.
we even have it on the first one?
Yeah. Oh no, we didn't.
No,
No,
we didn't know.
This is the first time we'll be talking about football since we started. So
Yeah, I mean, it's
give us a
not
rundown.
too much. I mean, just one of the coolest days in all of sports is coming up next Thursday.
Not too much. Just one of the coolest days ever.
The NFL draft next Thursday is day one. You know, it's going to be interesting. I want to see what's going to happen with the number one pick, the Cardinals.
Did they take a quarterback? 'Cause did you see what he said about Josh Rosen? He's like, he looks really, really good.
Yeah, it's a crazy situation because Cliff Kingsbury's come out and said that he loves Kyler Murray. He said that he would take him number
I
one.
saw that, yeah.
And now he has the opportunity to take him number one.
So is he the first quarterback that goes off the board? What do you think? I mean,
I think he shouldn't be the first quarterback, but he probably will. The quarterbacks this year, outside of Kyler Murray and Dwayne Haskins.
did Will Greer
Drew
come
Lock.
out?
Drew
Drew Lock is good.
Drew
Shout out
Lock
my guy
is-
Sam again. That's
yeah.
the Mizzou guy.
That is nice.
I think he's probably the best looking, maybe the best body in terms of quarterback because he's
like
an
a
arm.
traditional
QB.
So is Daniel Jones out of Duke.
Dude, with Duke, man.
Guys,
Dude, nobody cares about
If he
Duke
gets
football.
drafted,
okay,
if he doesn't get drafted in the first 2 rounds, then I don't want to hear it.
Listen.
Daniel Jones
He plays in a very good. I don't even like Duke football. Knock it off.
Sorry, knock it off. That's enough. I'll count to 3.
I'm gonna put you guys in timeout. No, he just has he's in a good system at Duke. The head coach over there, they have a good NFL style offense. But I don't know. The one that's gonna be interesting is what the Giants are gonna do. They
Giants suck regardless.
Yeah. They have what is it, the 6th pick, 7th?
Yeah.
They have the 7th pick, and they need
Hello.
they need a quarterback.
Dude, chill out.
No.
Okay, the Giants suck. I don't know.
The Giants suck. They need a quarterback. They should have taken a
No.
quarterback
No.
last year.
No.
Eli Manning?
No. He's fine where he is.
Who?
Eli Manning. DeMarcus Lawrence likes Eli. Therefore, Eli stays. Shout out to the Dallas Cowboys, the best franchise in the history of anything. They're also going to go 16-0 this year.
That's what you guys say every year.
Yeah,
Actually, 18-0 because they're going to win the championship. I think.
When,
Championship?
when was the last time they won the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I actually do know. It was in the 90s, and they were amazing.
Were you, did you see it happen?
No, did you?
No, none of us saw
Okay,
it happen.
there.
So then why
So-
are we talking about it?
Because they're amazing.
Yeah, hey,
Cowboys
Colts.
Hey, the schedules got released.
Yeah, that's a tough schedule. Dude.
Yeah.
So we got the AFC West draw and the NFC South draw.
That's
That's
a
tough.
So you're
The
looking at
AFC
the-
West is
You look at the Chargers, the Chiefs.
that's arguably the best
You look at
conference,
AFC West?
or the best division in
AFC
not,
West
not
is-
only in the AFC in that conference, but on all of football. I mean, they had 3 teams last year that were in the
And
playoffs.
Denver's always hard to go play at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's one of my AFC, and then the NFC South, you got the Saints.
The
You got the
Falcons.
Falcons.
The Panthers.
Panthers, Buccaneers.
Buccaneers can win games. They scored the most points last year, and
Oh, yeah.
they had the highest scoring
So the
offense.
Colts definitely got a tough draw. Do you know much about the Cowboys schedule?
Yeah, and we're gonna go 16-0. I know that we got I think the New England division.
So AFC
So the-
North,
Yeah,
That's the
Miami.
AFC East.
AFC East.
Yeah, so we play Miami, New York, the Jets, and then New England, and I don't know the other team in that division. I really don't. I watch a lot of. I don't watch college football. I watch NFL, and you guys know I'm more pro
I
oriented
think it's the
than
Bills.
Bills. You're right. It's the Bills.
Yeah.
So we play Buffalo, and then I think we have that. We have the NFC South. No, we don't. We play the Saints again though. So I think
Sometimes they throw in.
they throw in a couple extra.
Throw in a
So
bunch of little
yeah, so we play the Saints, but I think we have the Bears division.
The NFC North.
Yeah,
So
so
Packers, Bears,
Vikings and
basically we're gonna go 16-0. That's just the bottom line. Dak Prescott is by far the best
Lions.
quarterback in the league. So
what?
yeah, it's
oh
all
my
good.
God!
Ezekiel
Enough with those aren't even hot takes. Those are terrible takes.
I don't care. They're really good.
Bad take. Bad
No,
take.
Ezekiel Elliott, best running back in the league by far. Mari Cooper, best wide receiver in the league. Byron Jones, best defensive back in the league.
Was
DeMarcus Lawrence, best
Zeke,
end in the
was
league.
Zeke first team All Pro?
Yes, he was. He was also the league. He also led the league in rushing last year. And if he wasn't first team All Pro, he was second team All Pro. But regardless, he led the league in rushing. He's done that every single year he's been in the league, except he got suspended for beating a girl. It's all good. Really good guy. But Dallas Cowboys, 18-0 Super Bowl champions. All good.
It would have been more than 18 games. Yeah, that's all we got for football right now.
We've got an awesome interview coming up right now. Gia Pack, she's a New Mexico State women's basketball player. WAC tournament MVP. She went absolutely nuts in the WAC tournament. 28, 36 points.
For an average of 32 a game, and that's the most points that has been scored in the WAC tournament in women's basketball history for the WAC tournament. So
for me, she's probably the closest athlete that there is here in New Mexico State, just with me, because
she's always around.
She's always around over at the AC playing basketball with us. She's super cool too, super easy person to talk to. So here's Gia Pack. All right, we're here with Gia Pack, New Mexico State women's basketball player and WAC tournament MVP. Thanks for coming on, Gia. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Yes, ma'am. So, obviously, one of the best players on the New Mexico State women's basketball team, and probably in the WAC as well. We want to talk about how you guys had such a great season, and kind of talk about how you think your season went personally and team-wise as well.
Personally, I think every year I progress, like I improve as a player, and that's the main goal. And so I think I kind of got my name out there a little more. Freshman year, it was just a little bit rough on me, just for not the fact that I wasn't starting, just getting immune to the college game. And so, bringing that in sophomore year, junior year, I'm a lot more comfortable. As a team, I think we bounced back very well.
Especially after that what was the second round?
Semi, yep.
To Seattle, right?
Yep. And so, our coach wrote the score of that game on the board, and we just went by that.
Yeah, so you were the WAC tournament MVP. I think you had scored the most points in a 3-game span in WAC history in terms of the tournament.
Right.
You averaged 32 points a game, so obviously I think that's double your average around.
Right. Yeah.
Talk about a little bit just what clicked that weekend, because you obviously scored a lot of points throughout the whole year. You got to 1,000 points over the career this year, but talk a little bit about was it a mindset thing? Was it just an approach thing? What clicked for you in Vegas?
I think it was more so a mindset type of thing. Mm-hmm. A lot of people were just doubting us, and I think that kind of pissed me off a little bit. Yeah, but absolutely. I was just hungry to just win, just to get the dub for my team, do what I can to help us win. But the fact that I know the type of player that I am, that was just more so just me mentally getting locked in.
And it's crazy because unless you're like a high level athlete or just athlete to where you play organized sports to an extent, people don't really understand the zone that you get in. So it just continues to progress each game. Like you're scoring upwards of 30s. You had 36 against that UTRGV?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it just shed some light on what it's like, what it feels like to be in that zone for people who don't know, to just where the basket really feels like you're just throwing it into the ocean.
Right. I think the 36 was against UMKC.
Yeah, it was a semifinal game?
Yeah. But I just think I was just kind of holding myself back. When you get to the tournament, you want to, it's one and done. Mm-hmm. So, it's not like the regular season where you could lose, you can win, stuff like that. It's one and done. Yeah. Yep. So I think I was just, when I get in that zone, I don't think about nothing else. Mm-hmm. I focus on what, my goals. It's kind of hard to explain. Yeah. I have to just be in that zone to just go.
I don't think a lot of people could explain it. I feel like when you're in it, you're just in it, and then it's an indescribable feeling because you really feel like any shot you throw up there is going in, mm-hmm. or anything you do out there, no one can stop you. So
yeah, well, and then the crazy part about it is because me and Gia, we see each other a lot, throughout the school day at the AC and stuff. And I remember right before she had told me, "Hey, I'm gonna go off in this tournament," and I was like, "Yeah, she's just saying that." And then sure enough, because I went out there because I was working it. 28 the first game?
28, 36, 22.
22. It was, she was all about it, all about the action, which was really cool. But talk about, you just were talking about, you feel like you were holding yourself back.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us, because you hoop at the AC with us a lot, so you know all of us, a lot of us talk about it, and we're like, when we watch her play, sometimes we feel like she should be killing these girls.
Right.
But I don't know if it's the system or
that's what I was thinking.
You feel like maybe you can't go and do your one-on-one cross to the bucket.
Right.
But you definitely saw in the WAC tournament, I started to see that AC Gia come out and we're like,
it just seemed like it was freedom.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I feel like, when you play on the team, it's more so organized basketball. You got to run play by play, right?
You got plays. And they see it just
right. And so the fact that I had to switch to playing the point guard, I'm like, I don't want to be selfish. I mean, I know I can come down every time and just score ISO, do my little crossovers and stuff like that. So I was just more so thinking, being a team player, I mean, I can't win by myself. Just trying to get my teammates involved as much as I can. That was the main thing I was thinking about. Then think about my seniors, how they came a long way, and they wanna participate and be involved just as well. So, I was just thinking, just teamwork,
Yeah, and so I mean, and you did a pretty damn good job of it, of going out distributing the ball. You averaged about 17 points a game.
Right.
You were obviously very good at getting rebounds, getting in there. I mean, you're not the biggest one out there by any means, but I feel like you kind of like that Jamario Jones mindset.
Back for the ball.
Hey, I watched that dude, man. He do it. I don't know how, but he does it.
For New Mexico State, huh?
Right.
Yeah, but Ethan, go ahead.
So you already touched on a little bit the whole Seattle game year before. You put it up on the board, and that was your guys' goal. Get some redemption. Talk about that a little bit, being able to go into the tournament, redeem yourselves, and that WAC championship. Did it feel a little bit better? Did it have a better taste?
It felt great just for the simple fact that a lot of teams like to talk, and we're not that type of team. We just show you. We don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. So we just show you. We don't have to talk. I feel like talking is that's just a side. That's just the shenanigans and stuff like that. So I feel like, I don't know, like it took me to that place where I have to not only prove to myself, but prove to those that like to talk and stuff like that. So I mean, for one, I was ready to play them first round. I'm like, we want revenge, but they ended up playing somebody else. So I think UTRGV ended up losing. I'm like, oh well, one down.
Might as well. A
few more to go. So that was just, I felt a little good about it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So we I touched a little bit on it. Congrats, 24th player in the women's basketball program to reach the milestone of 1,000 points.
I got to give you that ball, huh?
Yeah. So, hey, I didn't think they was gonna give me one. I was kind of a little salty.
I had to.
I was a little salty.
I think Eli got the ball.
Yeah,
Eli got the ball.
Yeah, we had to make sure to get you the ball.
Hey, but I got the plaque and the ball. That's how.
Put it up on your shrine. Right?
So talk a little bit. What does that mean to you? I mean, obviously, it probably means a lot for the Pack name, for the family,
yes.
But also to the program. People are gonna know that you scored a lot of points and you left your mark on this program so
not only that,
soon.
She's a junior. She was a
junior.
junior.
You left your mark on this program so soon, and you still have another year left to do what you got to do. And there's also talk a little bit about just what that means to you, whether it's as a family, for your family, for the program, just all that stuff.
Well, to me it means a lot. Just coming from South Phoenix, not too much out there. A lot of my friends didn't say they dreamed of being in college and hooping, but didn't finish through with the route. You know what I'm saying? So just me coming here, just my main thing was just to inspire others for one, and then to do what I do, which is hoop, and working hard. I mean, that's just what it brings. So I mean, it means a lot. And to the program, I think they're really, proud of me and stuff like that. 24th player, I mean, that's a huge deal as a junior,
this program's been around a long time.
Yeah.
So it just shows that a lot of loyalty and dedication to the program through some coaching changes.
For sure, yeah.
And then you played for two really good coaches so far.
Right.
So, I mean, and it just shows that to be able to do that with two different programs, because really you're in the same program, but two different coaches come through.
Right.
It's just, it shows a lot to be able to, continue that same success and sustain it.
Mm-hmm.
So going back to the season and how it progressed, each week and each game, what do you think it was like for other teams having to prepare for not only you but being the playmaker you are, but Brooke as well being a playmaker and other girls on the team?
I don't know how you can do it.
It was tough. I mean, because I know a lot of players from the other teams, and they used to tell us like the scout is just on you and Brooke pretty much, and I'm just like, dang. Well, at least thanks for telling me. But we got two great athletes that know a lot about the game, a lot of experience. that's hard to stop. I mean, but not only me and Brooke, we had a lot of players come through for us. I mean,
a lot of spots.
I mean, just leading the way and then having them jump on and just be right behind us. I mean, it was just. I mean, you can't stop that. It's hard to stop that.
That's an unreal. Like this team was probably one of the better teams that I've seen.
Right.
You guys got. I mean,
I agree though.
Yeah, you could call it a bad draw with Iowa State, and it's a little bit different. Having to go and play with the hosts. You got to go play at Iowa State in front of their crowd, and they bring a lot of people, as you know.
Oh yeah.
So it's just cool because you and Brooke were it's not gonna happen again.
Right.
Obviously, Brooks is one of the best players to ever play in New Mexico State, and she's one of the better players in the country. But people are not gonna be able to watch Gia and Brooke play again, and so it was. People should feel pretty lucky and grateful to be able to watch that.
For sure.
Yeah, and I remember, we would always talk amongst, the athletic department and amongst all my buddies, like, man, if Gia and Brooke go for their 20 a night, nobody should beat them.
Right.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So, did you ever feel like a sense of maybe like internal competition between you and Brooke, like who's really the better player, or did you work every day to say I want to be better?
Who scored more?
Like,
I'm pretty sure she thought that about me too. Yeah, but that's just how we push each other. Compete. Practice, we used to just guard each other all the time.
Absolutely.
And I think that just prepared us for our opponents. And so, obviously, when you're two competitors, you think like that. Like, okay, I'm going to beat you. I'm the best, this, and that. And so, I think that's the kind of mindset me and Brooke had. But, it just helped us be better players.
Exactly. And
nothing personal. It's just,
it's just competition, from within. And it shows, like, if you got the two of the best players in the WAC, the country, or whatever on the same team, and they're going at each other in practice in December or January when the season gets into dog days, that rubs off and resonates with the rest of the team.
Exactly.
Like, we should
exactly.
go.
That's exactly.
If they're doing it as juniors and seniors, then we should be doing this too.
And once they seen us competing, they like, okay,
absolutely.
Yeah, so they start competing. So that's all we wanted to do.
So then I want to touch on this real quick. Let's talk about the WAC championship game. Because that was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll talk about the Iowa State game.
Okay.
The WAC championship game, triple overtime?
I think it was double.
Double overtime?
Yeah.
It almost went to triple.
Yeah.
But that was... Talk about like what that was like. Did you play every single... I don't think you came out. Or maybe it was 10 seconds.
Yeah, probably for like...
Maybe the first,
10, just a little bit. Then I got back in, but... Man, that was tough.
Yeah. I was sitting there watching it.
Yeah, for one, UTRGV is a great team.
Yeah.
I have a few people I know on that team. I used to play in high school with one of the girls. And I can't even really explain it the whole time. Like, we're not losing. Like, we cannot lose. We came this far, had a great season, regular season, 15-1 in conference, 17 game winning streak. Yeah. I'm just like, we can't lose. Like... So the whole time, but I knew my team was gonna have my back. I knew Brooke was gonna come through when I missed that shot at the end. Yep. I already knew. So it was tough.
And what is it like, kind of? Because I know, as much as we all in the athletic department here, we want the girls' team to get a much better crowd,
right?
Because it's not as big as the men's game, obviously, but we wanted to get to that. You had that sense of in the WAC championship, the Aggie fans were loud.
Yeah.
So what do you think did that help at all in your guys'?
Of course, I think that just brought the momentum even more. The energy, I feeling the energy, feeling that I got supporters behind me, and just being out there and just doing what we do and having people to just support us. It was great. I think that's the most fans I've seen in a minute at our game. And so it really just.
They were all deep in Vegas.
Yeah, the enery was crazy.
And I think they were louder for that game than they were for the men's WAC championship. Game because it was we beat the brakes off a little bit. But that one was exciting.
That was close. It was close.
That's why you could argue that was the best game in the tournament, men, women.
And going through in my head, I'm really my legs were tired because I just had 36 the game before.
And I don't think you came out of that. I think that was the game you didn't come out.
Yeah, the UMKC 30.
I didn't think you came out.
So we went to overtime in that, and so my body was just tired, but I had to push through.
That's right. I forgot y'all went to overtime in that one.
Yeah, we went to overtime in that one. So I was just, really just more so. It was just a mental thing. I had to stay locked in. Couldn't get tired. Couldn't think that I was tired because then I'd actually be tired, but. I pushed through and we did it.
Yeah.
So
it was awesome to see. So then you get first of all, the whole weird the bracket got leaked.
Oh yeah.
That was some bull, man.
Kind of took away the whole experience.
Yeah.
I saw it at like whatever. Let's say the bracket was supposed to come out 2. We saw it at like 8 a.m. or whatever.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I mean, we were in the office when they broke, so we had to take everything over to the Pan Am. But
Right.
so you get the 14 seed. Were you guys kind of expecting that, or what were you guys hoping for? At that point, it doesn't really matter when.
Yeah, I don't think it really mattered who we played,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I didn't think we was gonna play Iowa State.
Yeah.
I thought we was gonna play.
I didn't see any of those projections.
Maybe
like,
Stanford again or somebody
Yeah.
like that, but
So okay, so you go out to Ames, Iowa.
Yeah,
Is that what?
Ames,
Iowa. That place was it pretty packed, pretty loud.
packed, loud. I
Yeah.
couldn't even hear myself
Yeah.
talk. I'm trying to run the plays. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear. I couldn't hear my
And
coach.
so what I think they ended up going up by like, what were they at, like 20
They
something.
went up, about 20 something.
And it was still like you would expect when a team's up 20, the crowd would just kind of be sitting back.
Like,
Yeah,
just enjoy
they
it.
were
still
just
loud
they were
every
still
time they get a
loud
bucket.
until the starters got out. Even when the starters got out, the
Yeah,
bench came in. They were still just cheering them on. But we were in the game in the
Yeah.
beginning. But I don't know. I guess I don't know what happened. Maybe we got tired. Maybe we didn't execute the
Fell
plays
into
right.
something, yeah.
Yeah. So
And I mean, it's definitely something new because obviously that was probably the biggest crowd y'all played
Yeah,
in front of
of
all.
course,
And
yeah.
it's against it. I mean, the 3 seed. I think they were probably ranked just like what in the teens. Like if
Yeah.
you look at the AP poll,
Yeah.
they were probably like 15 or 16.
Yep. And so when we played Stanford my freshman year, it wasn't a crowd.
yeah,
like
I remember that. That was,
Yeah. So
was that at Stanford?
that was.
too, right? Or
I don't think that was
No.
at Stanford.
Were
I
they
can't
doing
remember
that
where it was
hosting
at.
stuff?
Nah, they wasn't
Yeah.
doing the hosting
Because that was
back at that time.
That game, what's her name hit that half court buzzer beater, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
the
like
halftime. Yeah, she hit that. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But yeah, so I mean, Iowa State, obviously that's a tough draw, but I mean, I think overall to come out off of losing in the WAC semis or whatever it was the year before to getting all the way to the tournament, that's a big improvement.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna move on to your high school days, and you were Gatorade Player of the Year.
Uh-huh.
So talk a little bit about what that means to you to be able to represent. You kind of are able to represent the state of Arizona.
Yeah.
There's only how many Gatorade players? There's only one. a
Not
year, right?
that, yeah. I mean, I don't really know girls out there that
Yeah.
got Gatorade Player of the Year.
So we talked earlier. You said you had other Power 5 schools looking at you. Or you
Yeah.
had other offers.
Yeah.
So what were some of the schools that were looking at you?
I had UCLA, LMU. I had I had every school. I had USC. I had U of A. Who else? I had South Carolina.
Okay.
I think I had Duke. I had a lot of. I had a lot
so
of.
why NMSU then? What made you come
For
over to Las Cruces?
one, I wanted to stay close to home because my mom, she's diagnosed with lupus, and so she can't travel that far. And Las Cruces being 4 or 5 hours away, I felt like that was just And then I didn't want to stay. I had a lot of I had ASU, I had GCU. I didn't want to stay at home. I just wanted to get away, and I just felt like. I mean, I could have went to Cali, but when I came here on my visit, I just loved it. I mean, I love the coaches, I love the players, but more so the environment and stuff.
It's a cool place. Las Cruces doesn't get a lot of credit.
I mean, it don't, but I mean, it keeps me focused.
works.
Like it's not too wild. Like
It's not
if
too
I
much
would
to go
have,
and get.
somewhere in Cali, somewhere I feel like that would have been
More exposure
Like,
to something. Where
so,
you
I
can
mean,
focused.
I mean, I don't regret anything. I don't regret my decision here. So.
Well, it's worked out for you. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. Wherever I was thinking, like wherever I go, I'm a hoop.
Yeah.
That's just.
I mean, that's the mindset you gotta have, especially. I mean, nowadays with all the exposure that people are getting on social media, you get these kids that are super young getting all this exposure, and they go to college and they're busts.
Right.
And if you go like with that mindset, just I don't care where I'm gonna go, I'm a hoop. Whether it's with your teammates over there or even at the AC, because I mean, the AC here we got decent competition.
Yeah, you're one of them. I give you that.
But I mean, like what I like the most probably is that you don't care if it's Alvin at the AC or if it's Brooke Salas, or I'm sure if you play against the men's team,
Same
you
mindset.
don't care if it's AJ Harris, if it's anyone. You just gonna
I started off playing with the guys first,
Yeah.
so I'm just more used to playing with guys than females.
And how much does that, like, how much do you feel that, like, obviously when you're in the game, you don't, or you're not thinking, like, yeah, this is because I play against the guys. But, like, how much do you, like, if you were to sit back and think about it, how much do you think that helps you? Because obviously, you know, not that it makes it, but you're playing with usually the men's ball, and you're going against, all guys. How much do you think that helps when you translate it to like into the season when you're in practice form and game shape, stuff like that?
It helps a lot. That's where I learned most of my game from, just watching guys just dribble and I wish I could dunk because I'd be dunking out here. But, I mean, I just feel like they take the game to a higher, like, I don't know. I don't want to, be biased or whatever, but I just love watching guys play. And then I love a guy's ball. I don't know. I think I shoot better with a guy's ball, to be honest. Yeah, I don't.
That's interesting.
I just got I think because I've been playing with guys, I'm more comfortable with the guy's ball. But, I mean, it helps a lot.
So before we get into some stuff that's like not basketball, and a little more personal for you, what was your favorite game of the year? Was it the 36? Was it?
It could be any game.
Any game. Team-wise, could be personally, it could be whatever you want.
Okay, so let me start off with personally.
Yeah, let's get one of each.
Okay, so personally, I think the 36
that was
in
crazy.
the WAC tournament.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
If you haven't seen that, I would go try to find that because that was just that was another level.
It was every time she threw the ball up, I was like, that's it.
Yeah, I was just I was a different type of G at that game. But I think my favorite would probably have to be Seattle at Seattle.
Okay. Because I would just taste it a little bit better.
That was intense. It was a lot going on that game,
y'all probably walked in with like a kill mindset.
Yeah, and we did, but then the thing is we were down. Mm-hmm. We were down. And so halftime we came back and they thought they was gonna win and a lot of talking, a lot of
I know exactly.
and so I just felt like I don't know.
That game probably gonna be one that you guys mark on your calendar for a couple
for
of
sure.
For
sure.
Even years
it's
past.
definitely going to turn into like something that's going to build too.
Not
just recently, but like in the future too. Just off of the last couple of years with Seattle, like that's going to be
no doubt.
They recruited me too, so I know they a little salty, but
because you talk about you guys put it on the board, and so that game no matter what you guys are always gonna remember that one from was the semifinal, right? Yeah. So you guys are always gonna remember it. It's interesting to see like that game kind of was the turning point for you guys, even though that was your season. It kind of you guys probably rededicated yourself and got more redetermined to get back to where you guys wanted to be.
Yep.
That's about all we got.
Yeah, that's about all we got for basketball. We'll move into some non-basketball. Let the viewers and listeners get a little bit into who you are as a person. So, talk about your free time. I know you probably don't get a lot of it during the year, but now with the spring going on, so talk about what you do in your free time, favorite music artists, what type of music you listen to, like favorite movies and stuff like that.
And not to mention, she just happy late birthday.
Thank you.
Big 2-1. Big 2-1.
Hey, I appreciate
she
y'all.
Thank you. Her 21st birthday.
So now she can do a little bit more stuff.
Hey, yeah, for sure.
She already did too. If you have her on Snapchat, you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, be chill out. But free time, I like to hoop at the AC with my guys. Bryce, one of them. You know what I'm saying. Watch movies, hang out.
Let's hear your favorite music artist.
Yeah, give me top three or five music artists right now.
Meek Mill.
Okay.
He's tough. Lil Wayne.
That's 2.
Let me see. Who else? Let me see. I'm gonna just go Nipsey Hussle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah. So what about movies then?
Yeah.
Movies?
Okay, let's hear about your favorite basketball movie.
Loving basketball.
For
That's sure, yeah.
What about you, Bryce? What's your favorite one?
Favorite basketball movie? Probably Space Jam.
Space Jam? E?
I like Space Jam.
Honestly, like Mike.
Like Mike?
What's the one with Ray Allen?
He Got Game.
Yeah, that's another one.
I think my favorite. I don't know. It's corny, but I like the story behind it. Coach Carter's always been a favorite.
Oh yeah, damn, I forgot all about
Coach
that.
Carter's been a good one, but I like Hoop Dreams a lot.
Yeah.
That one's a documentary about inner city Chicago.
Yeah.
But those are probably my 2 favorite. That's interesting. And then what about favorite movie of all time? Just if you think non-basketball or basketball, what's your favorite movie?
Probably Boys in the Hood.
I like it.
Yeah.
What about okay? So are you binge watching any TV series right now? You got a TV show that you're addicted to?
I watch Star.
What's that?
See, Just it's based off a singing group.
Okay.
Pretty much, and I just like it. I don't know.
All right.
Hearing them sing and all the drama that they bring along with that.
All right, so I hoop with you at the AC a lot. I've had my fair share of you stealing the ball.
Oh yeah, I had to lock you up. Nobody wanted to do it. Everybody was scared.
So how many people have you crossed up at the AC? Put people down. I know I've seen a couple. Probably.
You want names?
Almost me a couple. Yeah,
you want to call people out?
Let me see. Hold on. I ain't gonna do names, but I think quite a few. Everybody who guard me. Bryce knows what's up.
She probably.
Bryce, you been. Well,
she has this move.
It's the through the legs crossover, the little size up. Yeah, I know.
When she gets by you, she does this scoop.
Oh yeah.
I can't block it.
Yeah, that's.
I've played with you a couple of times, Gia. Yeah. I don't really play at the AC a whole lot.
Yeah.
Jans keeps us in the Pan Am, but.
So we saw you shoot a little bit, especially in that 36er. Who's winning in a 3-point shootout? You or this guy?
Just so those of you guys don't know, Bryce is known as a shooter.
Yeah, I gotta keep it 100. I'm gonna say Bryce.
Respect.
Once he get going,
we gotta try it out one day.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not backing down, but I'm gonna say Bryce for sure. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that.
For sure. Yeah.
So the way we usually end our interviews, we've had 2 so far. You're our third. Third time's a charm.
First female.
Of course.
Yeah, first female.
Yeah. Gotta get one on there.
But we always have them give us their top 5. We had our first one give us top 5 athletes of all time.
Because he doesn't know anything about sports.
Like he said, Dwight Howard and Chris Bosh.
Oh God!
He's
Lord. I like the confidence.
Yeah. Sean was a little more realistic with it. Yeah. So we'll go with your top 5 basketball players of all time. It could be male or female.
Okay, I'm gonna go male. Oh, dang, this is tough.
We gotta mark it
I'm gonna say AI.
Okay.
Kobe.
AI, Kobe.
Who else?
Now you gotta throw Steph Curry on there.
Nah, that's you, Bryce.
Shameless plugging Steph Curry.
I'm gonna go LeBron. Right. LeBron is nice.
Yeah. That's 3.
Let's see. Michael Jordan.
There you go.
And let me throw in a big man.
This is where we got Shun did the same thing. He did like 4 guards or 4 scores and he threw in a big at the end.
Yeah. I want to say Shaq, but I think I'm gonna go with Shaq was. I was watching his highlights.
In my opinion, he's the most dominant player ever.
Yeah, I was watching his highlights.
Some of the stuff that he did.
Damn, I don't know if I'm gonna throw Shaq in there. Dr. J.
Oh, I like him.
Let me just throw Dr. J.
That's my dad's favorite player of all time. If you would have said Shaq, you would have been the exact same 5 as Sean.
For real?
Yeah.
Dang.
So
almost in the exact same.
Great minds think alike.
Right. The two people that are leading the Aggie basketball teams here. So that about wraps up our interview. We appreciate it, Gia, for coming in.
Thank you.
Take this time right now to go ahead and shout out anyone you want to shout out. Throw your Instagram out there, your Twitter, anything like that.
Oh, for sure. Okay, I want to shout out my guys right here, Tennessee, Bryce, Ethan. Thank you guys for having me. I think this is a great thing that you guys are doing. It's very dope. It's brilliant. It's creative, And shout out to, my teammates. I want to shout out Nana since she came with me today.
She's been here the whole time.
Yeah, shout out to the fam, and I think that's good with the shout outs. Y'all can follow me on Twitter at PackNigeria, PackNajiyyah. I know that's long. But Instagram at jhooper_30. And, that's about it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Gia, we appreciate
you coming on.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
And that was Gia Pack, New Mexico State women's basketball player and WAC tournament MVP. Awesome interview. She was super cool about it. Very funny. She even brought her roommate along who didn't sing a single word the entire time. But that was super cool. What did you guys think about that?
I thought it was interesting. She, especially when she talked about how she had several Power 5 schools that were showing interest. I mean, some big names too.
Some schools.
Yeah, UCLA,
Arizona
USC,
State,
Arizona State,
yeah.
Duke.
Yep. It's pretty cool that you were able to Of course.
Yeah, another.
No,
he creamed
but-
his jeans when you hear Duke from Gia Pack.
But no, that's so cool. It shows what New Mexico State can bring in, the talent that is in the program, and it's just it's pretty cool.
Yeah, the best part about it is, dang, dude, I thought we were gonna get away with it.
Do you have another one?
I do.
Yes.
I got another one for you. Last one. What do you call a fat sidekick?
Wait, I gotta think about it.
Fat
I want
what?
to get one
A
of these.
fat sidekick.
We gotta keep it running total if you and me can.
Okay, a
remember
fat
this.
sidekick.
Fat sidekick. What do you call a fat sidekick? Fat sidekick.
Dude, I don't know.
A fat sidekick?
Sidekick, not
sidekick.
sidekick.
Wait, what?
Sidekick,
Sidekick.
like your
Like,
sidekick.
oh.
Like, yeah.
Oh, fat sidekick.
Dude, I don't know.
Fat.
I'm not good at thinking of these.
Go.
A fortune teller.
Oh, dude, I was never gonna get that.
I was never gonna get that. That had no chance for me.
Okay.
Fortune teller.
Cool story, bro. Okay, yeah, so that was Gia Pack. The best part about it, she's gonna be back next year.
Yep.
So they should be good again next year.
Yeah, shout out Gia for coming on.
Hopefully she'll win WAC Player of the Year.
She should be the favorite to win that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, especially after that
She was probably
performance in the tournament.
second.
But she was probably second in voting. We don't know for sure, but with Brooke there, she got that. But she should be at least preseason WAC Player of the Year.
Yeah. So thanks for listening to this podcast, guys. Have a great rest of your Friday.
Be sure to follow us.
Yes, follow us.
Remember, we're on Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify. Follow us on Twitter at sports_triad. Instagram, the Sports Triad. And be sure, cast your vote in our poll.
Yeah, it'll be
let us
up.
know. Loser gets 2 wet willies.
And
A story.
And you
Yeah,
guys
please
are
say
getting
Two wet
embarrassed
willies.
story.
that's both ears.
That's both ears.
Ugh.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you Monday. We've got another awesome special guest coming. You guys need to definitely tune in Monday. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
big
sweet.
time, big time guest coming.
Big time for you old swaggy fans. You know what's coming. So we're signing off. We'll see you Monday. We out.
Bye, buddy.
Thanks, man.